Hello everyone. Superbit is a first bit initiative which is started for our alumni students with the mission of to mentor, help and assist them in their professional lives. Superbit is also dedicated in providing emotional assistance during the challenging times. We prioritize the emotional quotient and help is always available. Its mission is also to help in networking and to share the success stories through this platform. Thank you. Hello everyone. Welcome to Superbit, the success stories, where we celebrate the success and share the incredible journeys of our alumni. In today's episode, we'll be connecting with one of our alumni who has overcome challenges and made a remarkable journey in her success. We are thrilled to have you, Aishwarya, today with us. So, to start off, I would like to know more about your background and where you grew up.
Yes. Hi everyone. Hello Divyangana. First of all, I would like to say thank you for having me here. I'm very grateful. And so my name is Aishwarya Sonwarkar. I born and brought up in Latur. And actually, I like to meet people and make friends, new friends, like networking, we can say. So I've done my schooling. My school friends are there. I've done my schooling from Latur only. And then I pursued my BTech from VIT in ENTC. And then now I am a software engineer at Microlize, which is in Baner.
Aishwarya, I would like to know what actually motivated you to pursue your career in IT.
Yes, Divyangana. So I wanted to give you one background behind this. So basically in 11th, 12th, we need to select PCM or PCB, biology, physics, chemistry, biology. At that time, I've selected PCM. With you need to select any elective language like electronics or computer science. So at that time, I selected electronics, and there were lab sessions, and you need to do perform some AND gate or gate experiments by your own, and it was really wow things for me at that time, and interest of electronics grew up at that time. And then I've decided, because there was no one from my family background or no one there to mentor me which subject I need to choose. Then in at the time of admission, I have decided to go with electronics, ENTC.
Okay.
Then when I selected ENTC, first year, second year, third year, and then at the time of third year, end semester, there were mini projects which we need to perform. I have done my projects in electronics only, but one of my friend, I've attended her mini project presentation, and I was thrilled to see it was very less number of lines of code, but the output was wow. I mean, it was just there. The output you can see on the console, and I wanted to know. I wanted to learn. Then that curiosity, curiosity. I was curious to know what she did, how it works. I know I can see those are very less lines of code, but how it actually worked, and we can able to see the output on the console. So that was one point. But then at that time it hit me first. And then later, then lockdown during COVID, everybody went their home, and at that time, I was doing internship in electronics only, and the internship I've completed it. Then during lockdown, tried everything other than studies.
All right.
Yeah, even make that dalgona coffee.
Okay.
That
So
was,
which we all did, I
yeah.
guess.
Yes.
That was the trend that was going
Yeah.
on during those times.
Even I watched Marvel series. I was not a big fan of Marvel, but I became at that time.
Okay. So do you
But-
have as such any memory from your college days which you still cherish?
College days.
Yeah.
From VIT. Yeah, actually, we were doing. I mean, I was not that focused at that time about my career goals and all.
Okay.
But yeah, we used to do the lectures, and sometimes we bunk the lectures. Yeah, but yeah, otherwise, making new friends and hanging out and doing some projects. Especially, I've done my projects in electronics only. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good exposure, because VIT, I've learned a lot in my college.
All right.
Many fests were there. So overall, personality development and learning is quite a good soft skills. Even they have taught us soft skills sessions, training, and even I learned Japanese language there.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it
great.
was there in our course only. So yeah, overall it was a great journey in my graduation time. Yeah, so after this, all this lockdown thing, I was a bit serious then because everybody has the job, and I think I was the only one in my friend circle. So I've taken this thing seriously. Then one of my friends, she told me she is doing courses, coding courses, um, in work from. I mean, from remotely, she is doing the coding courses, learning sessions. And at that time she told me there's this first bit solution where she's doing it. So she shared the course format, how it is. So the first thing which I like the most, that is uh, first bit solution providing 30 hours free classes. You after that you take a decision whether you want to enroll or not. That thing which I really liked it, because sometimes we feel like oh my god, whether I could able to do it or not, whether I like the teaching or not. These things are there, in everyone's mind, especially because I am from ENTC background, so I don't know much about coding. But when I attended 30 hours of lectures, at that time I get to know. I remembered we started with the C learning, C language, and after that we went to the C++. So when I run my first code, and when I got the output, it was very basic code. I remember it just a simple case. Um, yeah. And I was really happy. Oh my God, it worked. And I can do much better. How these apps nowadays, which we are using, how it is getting built up, what is the logic behind it, what languages we are doing. So these things really inspired me, motivated me, and I've decided I wanted to learn more about it. I don't know, I'm not sure about future, what will happen, whether I wanted to do career IT in or not. But I enjoyed this sessions and the lab sessions in which uh, Vinayak sir used to give us the assignments, and that you need to perform and you need to submit it. So I remember I never skipped any lectures, never. That much I was serious, and I was very into this diploma course, because I told you I was used to bunk the lectures. I think everybody does. So at that time of college, but yeah, here I was very sincere attending all the lectures. Even my family members were shocked. She's really paying attention. The course, I remember it was 9 to 10 in the evening, a Christmas batch. I'm enrolled in the Christmas batch. And we started with the C language, then C++, and that's how I was learning languages, coding, yeah.
So, what else did you learn from first bit? What values did you inculcate?
Yeah, so there was, I remember, the aptitude courses which were free at that time, because I am learning coding. I'm doing practices. The everyday sessions are there, but I need to do more practice by my own. But I didn't get much time to learn aptitude. I, I couldn't able to take some time and learn the aptitude, because those books, this much big books I remembered. So, bulky books, and I used to give up there. I don't wanted to do the aptitude, but that is the beginning point, right? If you wanted to enter in the interview, you need to crack the aptitude test, and that's what I really like the most, because in first bid solution we do provide aptitude free course. And yeah, that was the thing. And secondly, communication meeting were there, I remember, and in which you are going to do the group discussion. You are going to divide into multiple groups, and there was one topic. I've never done that before. frankly speaking. I never done that before. And then I, I've learned from a lot from that communication skills classes, because see, there is one topic you have a knowledge about it, but if you couldn't able to speak, then it's of no use. You should able to express this. So yeah, the communication skills aptitude class, and 30 hours of free session. After that, the package which includes C++, Java, front end languages, CSS, HTML, those were there. And after that, lab assistant, lab sessions were really helpful, because uh, until and unless you practice more, you won't able to feel confident about it. So yeah.
So, what used to be your schedule like back then? Like when you used to wake up, and what other activities you used to do, and how you used to keep yourself motivated throughout the day, throughout the sessions, and how you used to prepare for the interviews.
Okay. So at that time, I've decided. I've started with the book reading. I used to read a book to sleep, to get sleep. I don't like to read book at that time. I didn't like it. But when I've started with the 5 a.m. Club book, Robin Sharma's book it is. Yeah. So when I started with it, before that I've started with The Alchemist, and I really didn't like the book. I know you must be wondering why I didn't like this famous Alchemist book, because I was not into book reading. But one of my friend told me, you didn't like the book because that is not your kind of genre. You can change to the self-help books. Then I started reading the 5 a.m. Club, and in that book they mention when you wake up early, when you have some time set for different things. That's how I set my routine, and I strictly used to follow it. And 9 to 10 these classes were there. After that, just after the class I used to do the assignments. Just after that, no delay, not postponing to the next day. And if you have any queries, we can simply post it on the groups which we have there on Telegram and WhatsApp at that time. Yeah. That's how we used to do the practice. And there were, I remember when Vinayak sir used to tell in the class that guys do this, repeat, go through the recorded sessions multiple times, then only you will able to learn fast, because this is new for you guys, especially the one who are from non-IT background. So yeah, I used to, go through the recordings again and again. And then he told me one of the book, Test Your C Skills. Yeah. Because see, I have not done anything before related to coding. So I've taken it seriously because I need to do extra hard work. There are few friends over there in my batch, but they must know about some basics of coding earlier, but I've not done anything. So I realized that I need to push myself and do some extra hard work. I used to do the sit for a longer hours and complete the recorded recorded sessions again and again, do some coding practice assignments, and I used to make notes. When sir was, I know recorded session anyway you are going to get, but the notes which you are creating by yourself, it really help. Now also sometimes I refer those notes if I needed. So those are like my khazana, we can say. Yeah. So there is different book. My notes, some for C++ is different, Java is different. So you can make those books which really help. And yeah, so I've completed entire C skill book. At that time, I got that book online because COVID were there now, so we couldn't able to, do the online booking, or yeah, most of the areas it was we delivery was not present available. So I got that book online from sir only, and I finished that book in 2 days. Yeah, and I make notes of everything which I've learned. So that's how I practiced. I know some of you must be thinking, why what's the need of creating notes? But it's really required. And it will really beneficial for you if you're making notes of your own. So yeah, it really helped me.
How did you secure your first job?
Yeah, so I was at my hometown at that time, and First Bid Solution provided good opportunities applying online for job descriptions, different job interviews. But I was at my comfort zone at that time because I am placing at my home. I'm applying. Yeah, I'm applying for jobs. I'm getting interview calls also, but I'm at my comfort zone. Then I had this thought. I think I should went come to Pune and should try face-to-face interviews so that I could able to understand where I'm lacking and what are my skill sets, which are my strength points. Then I went to the Pune and I applied for different websites. Different job portals are there. Even LinkedIn is the best platform, as everyone knows. Take a full advantage of LinkedIn. And I applied for many jobs and tried attending interviews face to face. I remembered I have secured my first job, which was there in Banner only. It was online. First, second round were there on calls. Yeah, and it went like 1 or 2 hours. After that, after that call, I was not sure whether I'll get the second interview call. I mean, second round for the same interview or not. But I received that call, and the second interview also happened online only. But then for the last interview, the person asked me to, it was there in face-to-face interview, that third interview. So before I entered, there was one candidate who just came out, and it was my first face-to-face interview. Just imagine, I was so nervous, I was worried, and um, I've stopped preparation, to be honest, and then I've entered with the confidence, and whatever projects I have done in First Bid Solution, uh, trust me, it really helps. It helped me to explain him. I did this project by my own, so I was very confident that all the components, all the areas which I'm telling you, because that have what I've done it by my own, and that's how he I remember he done the handshake with me. You got the job, pack your bags, and you can come from tomorrow. But after this 2 3 calls of interview in Pune, okay, I've attended many at my hometown also, but after this interview, I was happy, but I was not satisfied. Few of my friends told me, I think you should take this job, because finding job offline and even the process was also going in First Bit. I was applying, was getting more opportunity because I was very sincere throughout the course, and really First Bit really trusted on me, and yeah, so I was getting the job from First Bit, and I was also trying by my own offline for off campus. So then I tried then I've attempted 2 3 interviews, different, and it was like I'm having healthy technical discussion one off with my friend. I was considering like that. Instead of nervous and all, I used to have a technical conversation with the another person, and it really gained my knowledge. So that's how I was attending interview calls. And by the time I understand, I got the 4 offer letters, and I had word with Vinayak sir. I asked him, sir, so this is the situation. So my motto is, I asked him, what should I do? So he asked me, what are your expectations from your job? So I told him, I wanted to increase my skill set rather than focusing on package. So that was my pretty clear requirement, and I told him that this is what I feel, sir. What should I do? Then he told me you can create pros and cons of each. So that's how I started doing analysis, which one suits best as per my requirement to increase my skill set. And this is how I've understood from my analysis. So that's how we do problem solving in even in our office, in our projects also. So I have done this like this. I have decided, I think this is the best fits for me. I should go for this. Then that's how I decided to do my further. I've decided to take this job at Microlize.
You just mentioned that in first bit you have worked on various projects.
Yeah.
So can you just name few?
Yeah, so there were mini projects were there. Front end projects were there, creating a website using CSS, HTML, and then there is one desktop application using Java that I have done it with one of my friend. I have done it because to have some good teamwork, to understand teamwork more better. So wherever I was lacking, my friend used to fill that gap, and wherever he was lacking, I used to guide. So that's how we learn from each other.
So before moving further and getting in depth about her professional journey, I'd just like to give a recap. Aishwarya completed her engineering in telecommunication and electronics in the year 2020 from VIT, and later she joined Firstbit Solution in the year 2021 Java Full Stack Christmas batch, and she started her professional journey in the year 2022. So let's move further, and I'd like to know what was your initial role and what it feels like to get into the professional world.
Yes, so Divyangana, I've joined as an associate software engineer in Microlize. It was my career start as a fresher. So yeah, I'm starting with the .NET technologies. I've also worked from the scratch, like understanding the requirements, developing it, and then testing it, and also delivering it. Deploying it to the production, and even after that, monitoring the changes, whether they are working fine or not. So all this entire flow, we can say that I've worked as a full stack developer, because I'm also working as a back end and front end technologies. So yeah, and as a fresher, because by the time I was just a student, but now I'm entering into the professional work culture, and I was a bit nervous because I was a bit confused and nervous because I don't know how the work culture is like. But then there were some trainings which I've undergone in my office, and even few trainings which I can see even First Bit Solution also conducting few workshops. Financial workshop is there, because you are going to earn for the first time in your life, and you should know where you are investing, where you should invest, where you know what amount you should save, what are the terms called PF, and there are different terms which we should know. So those workshops were there, those training were there in my office, and also the soft skills, how you should approach to a person when you need some help, you are requesting for some data or anything, how you should professionally speak to someone. So that's what I've learned during those courses. And I know there, I can see solid principles, design patterns, those workshops First Bit also conducting. And I'm telling you guys, it really helped, because these are very advanced things. Once you learn basics about the any language, let's say, because I have done diploma, I have done full stack in Java in First Bit, but I can work with .NET technology, because I've learned Java thoroughly. That's the reason why, because OOPS is everywhere. OOPS is the fundamental. So yeah, it helped me. That's how it helped me. And so this solid principles, design patterns, communication skills, even the personality development, financial management, time management, that is very important. Um, nowadays it is work from home. We are working in a hybrid mode, right? So work from home and work from office, these things are there. And when we are doing work from home, we are not setting the timelines. We are I don't know how many people are doing this, but I can see if you I mean, we usually don't set the timelines because we are working from home only. We can work anytime, the flexible hours are there. But no, if we are setting our timelines, then you will get ample amount of time for yourself to work on other things, to learn new things, learn new technologies. You can spend some hours for your training in other languages, and you will get some time for yourself to learn new skills, not specific to technology only, but there are different skills you should uh, you can create some hobbies which you like, which is there in your bucket list pending since so long. So yeah, that's how I manage.
Can you please explain the concept of OOPS to our audience?
Yeah, sure. So, OOPS is a fundamental concept which we all aware, and which is used in many language, Java and object-oriented programming languages, especially. So, the object is nothing but the real world entity, and the object-oriented programming is a methodology to design a solution using this OOPS concepts. So. I would like to give you example which I've learned in first bit solution. So the way Vinayak sir used to teach us is with the real life examples. So let's consider furniture. So we have objects, table, chair, pen. These are nothing but the objects. Okay, and furniture is nothing but a class. Okay, so so there are few proper attributes which we can say furniture has. Maybe its color, its color or its type, material which we are using. So these are nothing but the attributes which we can say for the furniture. And so there are many things like inheritance, polymorphism. How I learned is with these real life examples. Sir used to give us assignment of 15 to 20 questions you should prepare with 15 to 20 examples you should be ready with, so that you can able to use in your coding. So let's say, as I said, furniture is a class, okay? But you can inherit this table and chair, you can inherit these things with furniture class. So that's how, because see, material would be different, uh, uh, color would be different, but these attributes are nothing but the same, which applies to even this table, even this chair. Yeah. So and abstraction, so inheritance, as I told you, we create a new class with the parent class which has similar properties. And encapsulation is nothing but you are not giving a direct access to that object outside of the world. Okay, so that's how I learned these concepts. And polymorphism is nothing but, see, this table will perform differently if you are saying any action to perform, it will perform differently. Chair will perform differently. So so to perform these things differently, which is nothing but the polymorphism. So that's how I learn OOPS concepts.
Okay. So, in your busy schedule, how do you take time out to keep yourself updated to the latest trends that are happening in the IT field?
Yeah. So I most of the time used LinkedIn because I think it's a great platform where you can connect with many people professionally, professional people, where you can understand what the other person is doing, what is new in the market, even the post articles which are there. So everything at one place. Even you get the job from LinkedIn. Whatever you're learning, what the courses you are doing, I used to post it on the LinkedIn. And there are many things, like even in YouTube, Coursera is a platform, LinkedIn Learning is one, plural site. There are multiple platforms where you can learn. Few of them, sometimes what I used to do, instead of doing the certifications, the content, I go through the content, whatever I wanted to learn. Let's say I wanted to learn Kibana, Grafana, those are nothing but the dashboard monitoring tools. what exactly I want, what I wanted to learn, those content I searched on any of the platform. So where I get it, I complete this course from there. So it's not necessary to gather the certification. It's more important to learn and explore and increase your knowledge, skill set. So that's how I learn.
Okay. So can you just name few certifications that you have done over a period of time?
Yeah, I have done multiple certification on LinkedIn Learning. After this full stack course in Java, when I entered in my professional career, there are multiple things like starting with basics of C Sharp .NET because I've learned Java. I was new to the C Sharp .NET technology, so I learned basics from LinkedIn Learning, and then the front end technologies. Even I'm learning Angular nowadays, and communication skills. And now, as I'm a software engineer, the new batch which is coming, we need to mentor them. So there are few courses how you should mentor. So those are also really helpful. I handle the Scrum responsibilities where how you can conduct the Scrum meetings, and what are the blockers, impediments, how you can get those cleared before the release. So all these things are there on internet. You just need to find the right media wherever you get the content which you require. So that this is how I increase my knowledge in technical domain, and even in to increase my skill set.
All right. So I'm very curious to know like what challenges you have faced in your professional journey and how you overcame those obstacles.
Yeah, so yeah, I remember I've done the courses, everything, done the training. Even I entered in professional life. They don't give you the task directly to work on. They provide you trainings. After that, they assign one task to you. So I remembered there was one user story which was assigned to me. I was the owner of user story. That was the first user story and the task which I need to perform. And sometimes it happened, you learned a lot. You can able to do that task also, but you need someone's guidance just to tell you yeah, whether it is correct or not. Or you must have I mean, in everyone's life it must be the case. Whatever you are learning, you are going to do it for the first time. So when I used to do it for the first time, I've done it right, but I need some seniors or someone to mentor me, someone to tell me whether I've done it correctly or not. So first of all, don't be afraid to ask to your seniors. So they are there to guide you. See, anyway, you are going to do the task. You have to do it, but they will be there if you stuck at some place. So that was the first challenge I remember, because I have taken the ownership of that user story and the task. I was done it from the scratch, but I need someone's guidance at that time whether I've done it right or wrong. So we usually hesitate to ask to think like what that person feel, that I don't know anything, or what am I mean, doesn't have confidence. Yeah, that is not the case in professional world. Don't feel like that. That person was also a beginner at some point in his or her life, right? So yeah, that was the first challenge. I took a help of seniors, and I tried my best to do it by my own. Whatever I have tried, I've explained to them that I tried, and now I'm stuck here. So please guide me, show me the path. I can do it. Further thing also I can do it, but just tell me whether I'm doing it correctly or not. And once you can do that task, you will get confidence, and you can able to do the further task by your own. Yeah, so that was the challenge.
So you mentioned that you started your journey as an associate.
Yeah.
And I would like to know what is your current status in the company you're working, and how has your decision making skills and problem skills have been improved and enhanced over a period of time?
Yeah, so I joined as an associate software engineer, and now I'm a software engineer. And throughout my journey, there were several problems. Requirements are there, which me as a software engineer, I should understand first what are the requirements, and based on that, I used to solve the problems. So see, if there is one requirement coming, and if you are not able to get it, I used to divide it into smaller chunks, smaller parts, and then uh, we try to get how there are multiple solutions, brainstorming with my team members in the sessions, refinement meetings or sessions are there to refine the requirements and divide it into the small tasks and things. And out of all these 4 or 5 possible solution, which gives the optimal result. So that's how do the problem solving and the decision making. But yeah, what I prefer usually, so there are multiple tools like mind map is there. Sometimes we understood very well with the diagrams, visual diagrams, let's say. Mind map, as I mentioned, there are Balasmic is a tool where you can simply create a diagram, like you are making some paint or something, like you are creating one dummy desktop or website image, and then you are writing something on that world wide web, whatever URL you wanted. You need one button to log in, the username, that label, and the text box. So all these things you can just prepare one dummy flow, using those tools. So it will give you, before you are actually doing the development, before that only you could able to see this requirement and the flow, so that's how you get, now you are clear about the requirements. Now yeah, I can do it, actual implementation. So yeah, that's how we do the problem solving.
So, what are some of your proudest achievements?
When it comes to proudest achievement, would like to divide into two parts: academics and professional. So in the academics, see, I think I was the only one. Actually, it was my family's dream, because there is no one in our family who is an engineer, and I was the one who became an engineer, and my family's dream became true. And even I'm also happy to become an engineer. So that was the proudest moment. Sometimes my father, my uncle, we live in a joint family, so they proudly say that my daughter, she is an engineer, and that really, it really feels so good. So it is the proudest moment, definitely. And when I talk about the professional, I represented my company as a software developer in our career site. Similar podcast I've given for my company also. And when actually it presented, actually there is one event, yearly event, annual event we call it, uh, for our company. So at that time, family also come into that event. And I remember it was played it was streaming on the screen, and my family were there, and it was a big surprise for him, for them to go through those videos. And I remember my father and my mother, they were really happy and they felt so proud. Yeah, that was the proudest moment in my life.
So Aishwarya, I'd like to know, like, what advice would you like to give to the candidates who are looking to start their career in IT?
Yeah, so Divyangana, see, IT industry is really very vast. Yeah, And I would like to give this advice to all the people who really want to start their career in IT, that choose the technology in which you are most interested. So that is more important. And I would like to divide it into three simpler parts. That see, you have that knowledge, now you are learning, there is very everything there on internet. You are gaining knowledge, you are gaining theoretical knowledge, which means knowledge is there. I know knowledge is power, knowledge is there, but there is second thing, you need to practice it. You should do the actual implementation, then and only then you could able to proudly say that, I mean, you will get confidence on that. And the third point is, if you have knowledge, you are doing practice every day, But what's the use of it if you're not able to express it in front of the interviewer? So that is also important. So I think the knowledge, practice, and confidence all together will, make you feel confident whatever career path you are choosing in IT industry.
Okay, and can you just tell them how they should prepare for the interviews as well?
See, so the initial entry point is nothing but the aptitude test that we all know. So I think some time I think we should spend, let's say weekly, 1 or 2 days you can decide, or alternate days you can decide to spend some time on the aptitude test. It's up to you. You can make your own plan that will be more effective. So the first point, entry point is the aptitude test. Once you clear the aptitude, there will be the coding test, for which I would recommend you should definitely use this HackerRank. There are many lead code, many various websites are there which gives you hands-on practice on these languages. And then once the coding stage covered, then there will be one-to-one interview call. So to reach till there, that third point, you should able to be very good at these 2 steps. You should be excellent in these 2 steps. Then only you could able to try for the interview. And in interview, what else is required? Whatever you have done so far, the coding questions which you need to perform, which we need to show doing it in front of the interviewer. There are OOPS concepts are there which you can practice more. And then HR managerial round questions are nothing but the questions which everybody should try and practice. I used to do it in front of the mirror. Yeah, even tell me about yourself. You should try it every day. Once you get to know that there is interview scheduled on Monday, I have 3-4 days now, I can practice. So initially it is required. Later on you get that confidence, you could able to speak in front of anybody. But initially you need to try at your best.
So, do you believe like practicing and continuously soft skill is equally important as such keeping hands on technical skills? And how has soft skill improved in your life as well?
Yeah, so see, this is equally important. Technical knowledge is important, soft skills also important. Why it is important? You are developing one feature. What's the reason if you couldn't able to demo it in front of the other stakeholders? It is equally important. Whatever you are developing, you should able to represent it. And how I improved it, like as I said, communication, personality development courses which I've undergone in First Bit Solution, and even in my office when I've entered into the professional journey, there were multiple trainings I've gone through. There I've learned these things, and you should practice with your friends. Try speaking with your friends. Yeah, it really helped me. That's how I practiced.
Please tell us like who are the mentors in your life or the role models and how they have helped you or influenced in your life.
Yeah, so in my schooling time, uh, my teacher, Munde ma'am, she was the one who taught me, other than academics, she taught me, instead of looking at the negative point of a person, even if the person you don't like that person, but try to see the positive. At least there must be any positive things must be there in his or her life. That is fine if you don't like the person, but you can able to find out one positive thing you can try to inculcate in your life. So that's how you like that person later on, maybe whatever. But positivity is how much important the optimistic nature is. That's what I learned from my ma'am in my schooling days. So definitely she was the best mentor. She is the best mentor. I am still in touch with her. And then Vinayak sir would definitely he is the role model for me, because see, I was directionless during the lockdown. I didn't know where to go, what to start. Yeah, my cousin really helped me to for letting me know what courses First Bit is offering, what I can try, and whether I have the scope in IT industry or not. That I got to know from Vinayak sir. So he is a very strict mentor, definitely. But you know what I learned from him, basically, you have to do the hard work. I know people do smart work also, but you have to start with the hard work initially. Once you are used to it, with consistency, you could able to do the smart work later on. So that's what I learned in every lecture. I never skip any of his lecture. I think that was my record in my entire, I mean, schooling, college life, and you know, but I've never skipped his lectures because he was a strict mentor, but I've learned a lot from him. I've taken it as a आय रिमेंबर मी त्यांना हे पण बोलली होती की सर तुमचा एकही शब्द खाली नाही पडू देणार तुम्ही जे सांगणार लाईक ही टोल्ड एव्हरीबडी इन द क्लास टू go through the test your C skill book. I've done it. I've done it. I've started on that night itself, and I've started it. I've done it, and now you can see the results. I mean, that was a C language. It was a basic primary language which you should know. And once starting with this, you know, I got that confidence that even if I can complete entire book, then yeah, definitely there are more to learn. So yeah, Vinayak sir is a role model for me, and third person is my manager. Actually, see, she, I can see women out there. I mean, it's really good to see that one woman help another to you know grow the career ladder, to you know motivate each other in their role and learn a lot. Even if you're doing the mistakes, yeah, that is fine, but learn from it. Yeah, so well, I've learned a lot from. She's my mentor also. I considered her as my mentor, and yeah, these are my role models.
Okay. So, how do you manage and balance your personal as well as professional responsibilities?
Yeah, so it's a good question. Um as you know, like hybrid is going on, and personal and professional life we are mixing it. We definitely should not do it. So what I usually follow is I have set the timelines, which I've said you earlier. It's very important to set the timelines. I am going to work 10 to 7. Nobody is going to you know disturb me. There should not be any distraction. Keep mobile on silent mode. That is fine. 10 to 7. After 7, do whatever you wanted to do. So most important is the work life balance. Don't expect this from company. You need to manage it. Nowadays we say we don't have time, but that's not the case. We do have time. See, once you complete your 10 to 7 work, I think I would recommend all of you, like, we are working and we are staying connected with our office colleagues. But sometimes what happened, you are only, contact with them every day, on the everyday basis. So whatever your discussions are related to the technology, related to the professional work and all other things. So take some break, go outside, make new friends outside of this world. There is a world. Yeah. So and after this, all these things, after 7 o'clock, okay, let's say fine. After 7, also you have some time to learn new things. I've started learning swimming nowadays, which it was there in my list. I should learn, and I've started it. Now I've completed it. So there is what next? I can go further to uh, start with a new hobby. I can do that. So how I'm managing only work-life balance. That's you need to do it. Don't expect it from anyone. Don't expect from your surroundings. You have to manage it. Set the timelines. Set the timelines for office hours and other than office hours. So these flexible things, flexible working hours, that is fine. But you can set it for yourself. And in that way, this lifestyle changes, whatever things are there, uh, you will be in a routine to handle all these things. So yeah, routine is important, and that's how I manage.
So my next question will be just regarding to the same that you mentioned, like it is must to have an hobby. And you all know that Aishwarya is a great dancer. So I'd like to know what are your other hobbies and interests?
Yeah, so yeah, dancing is my hobby, definitely. Other than that, I've started reading books. Book reading is one of my hobby. I start my day with book reading, at least 1 or 2 pages. But that is important. It is important to start your mind exercise to start your day. So book reading is there definitely. Then I go for a cycling. I've done 50 kilometers cycling in the past. Then other than cycling, I like to draw. I like to draw sketches, and yeah, these are pretty much my hobbies. I'm trying to inculcate more. Let's see.
Okay, so what are your future aspirations and goals?
Yeah, so I've started my career as an associate software engineer. To to climb the ladder, to climb my career ladder, my ultimate goal is to be in a project management. I'm more interested in the project management. So once my technical knowledge are pretty much strong, then I think I can be a good project lead or say project manager, because it's very important. You should know what is going on there on the ground. As a you're managing a team, so yeah, that's my future plan.
So, which is that one thing you wish you could know earlier in your career?
See, I started my career as an entry level only, so starting with the basic skill set. So I don't think there is anything pending, because which I think which should be I must know earlier, because everything which I've started with the entry level only. So yeah, I don't think there is any.
So, Aishwarya, what do you enjoy most about working in the IT industry in general?
Yeah. So I would answer this question as like with one example. See, IT industry and non-IT industry. What I usually most enjoy in working in IT industry is we can able to deliver in small cycles. The work which we are doing it, we can able to deploy it and deliver it in the small cycles, and the user can use it very quickly. Like the delivering time period is short, and that's how I get the satisfaction of the work which I have delivered. And if you compare this with non-IT industry, as we all know, in Pune, metro work is going on. We could able to have the metro all over in Pune very soon, maybe in 4 5 years. So if you compare this with this, like IT to non-IT, so the delivery cycles are short, which I enjoy the most.
All right. So, how can our listeners now connect with you?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, the listeners can connect with me on LinkedIn, Aishwarya Sonwalkar, software engineer at Microlights.
So, we'll conclude now. And my last question is, how do you see IT industry evolving in next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so see, IT industry is getting connected more and more to even our everyday life cycle life is getting more and more connected to this technologies. Rather, I would say AI, artificial intelligence. So there are pretty much many things are automated, which we prefer. Human tendency, we want everything automated, and these things are there, which I feel we should start learning and exploring AI, machine learning. There's this blockchain and decentralized technologies are there. I think many more to come also, but I would say AI is the one which we should start learning, because it's a larger scope now. Every company, everywhere we are trying to make everything automated. Like we have chatbot, we have ChatGPT, we have chatbot in Snapchat, if you can see. I think WhatsApp also introduced one. So these are pretty much things which I feel will be there in coming years. Yeah.
Okay. So, thank you so much, Aishwarya. We are really grateful to have you here today. It was a good time talking to you and getting to know about your inspiring story. And I'm definitely sure that you all will be getting inspired by her success story. So, until next time, stay tuned until we come up with the next episode of Superbit, the success story. Thank you.
Thank you.